whoops, I hit go live and then I hit the mic, so hopefully that did not ring anybody's ears. I'm sure everybody's fine. Let me pop the chat out here and see who all is here. Welcome to a later, well, not super late night, but welcome to a shiny hunting stream. It's been a little while since I hunted any legendaries on, or shiny hunted any legendaries on stream. I realized that not only had it been a while, I think it was Darkrai. So it's funny, I'm primarily a shiny hunting channel. That's what I built this channel for, but I feel like I don't shiny hunt on stream that often. But at the same time, the reason I don't is usually because I'm like, hey, streams are really kind of a multiplayer thing. Like, I really enjoy multiplayer. That's why I stream. Shiny hunting I can do off stream. But tonight is different. Tonight, I'm kind of just a little bit, I don't know, I guess I don't have all the energy in the world to be, like, fighting it out in the middle of Smash Bros. And I got a late start on it. So I thought, instead of, like, half a Smash Bros stream, why don't I just go ahead and shiny hunt and continue the shiny hunt that I've been working on for a while. So, welcome Nintendo Gamer Kid, how are you doing? And of course, Raven, how are you doing? Raven, particularly, this hunt is for you because I started this hunt for you because Shaymin is your favorite Pokemon. And as a fairy type in the spring, I would say March 1st is a little early for spring anywhere you go outside of maybe like, I don't know, Texas, Florida, and outside the country, of course, Guatemala, Mexico. Everybody else, we're still actually officially in winter. Not only that, where I'm at, winter could strike back at any second. I mean, right now I have really warm temperatures, but that could all change in a matter of a week. You could see 4 seasons. Not only that, but technically the spring equinox hasn't even occurred, so we definitely aren't in spring. But you know what? We're getting a good kickstart on this, and I say hunting a shiny fairy type that comes out of flowers and gardens, that's the best way to ring in the spring. So, with that, my friends, Tyler Hahn, how are you doing? And Raven says, my trainer is cute. He's a little chibi. Little chibi. Ironically, people absolutely hate this trainer design. They can't stand this. This pissed off more people than anything has in Pokemon for a very long time. It's pretty funny that that's one of the most controversial things in the world. I'm like, did you guys forget what the original games were like? Apparently they did. But nonetheless, welcome my friends to the stream. And what do you say, Raven? Tonight is the night. Shall we try? In the Flower Paradise. Shaymin, right here. And yes, I have been hunting Shaymin for months. So I have not given up this hunt. However, I don't do a lot of Shaymin. I would say maybe an hour here, an hour there. Nothing crazy. So this will be the first dedicated time I've spent on Shaymin in a while. It's this and Cresselia. And Cresselia is like beyond 100,000 encounters over the last 15 years. We're just going to forget about Cresselia. I'm going to put that in my will. When I die, somebody's got to take over that hunt because it just won't shine. It's been 15 years. So Shaymin, you won't... Actually, I don't even know what... Honestly, I stopped counting for Shaymin. Like, normally I estimate a little bit, but I have no idea where we're at for Shaymin. All I know is this is the first encounter of the night, and if it shines here, that would be the craziest luck I've ever had, wouldn't it? One of your favorites. By the way, can I do a quick audio check? How does everything sound here on the first encounter? So with that in mind, we've got a lot of huge game releases, guys. Nothing about Final Fantasy. Do not say anything. I have saved myself for a very long time, making sure that I will not get spoiled on Final Fantasy VII. So now that Rebirth came out, I want to hear nothing. Nothing about that. Sounds nice enough? Right on. Thank you, Raven. I appreciate you confirming the audio on that. Final Fantasy VII is going to be... when I binge that, I swear I'm going to take a week off of work. I'm literally just going to take a whole week off of work and do nothing else. But it's been a little while since I got to just sit here and relax and just talk to you guys about, well, pretty much anything. Whatever's crossing your mind. Whatever you guys got going on. Stream topic, Splatoon's new season. I thought about doing Splatoon tonight as well. Possibly this weekend. I can dedicate a chunk of time. We can do private battles. We can fight with the new weapons that are out. But most importantly, there's new stages out, including Salmon Run. Bone Rattle is officially live. I would love to check all of that out with you guys. That's why I did not do Splatoon tonight. There's so much new stuff, if you will, that doing that with you guys is not something I want to dedicate to only like an hour and a half to 2 hours, you know. I want to be like, hey, we're setting aside 5 full hours and we're doing this. Nintendo Gamer Kid says, hey, Nito, if we find the shiny here together, my friend, I promise we will battle in SV. Oh, speaking of SV, the latest episode of the Nuzlocke, I waited a while. I don't know why I waited. I've had the episode ready for a while. I posted it, but now that you guys, if you haven't seen it, I don't know how many people in chat are following the Nuzlocke. I don't know who actually is following the Nuzlocke at this point. Not many people comment. They just tell me like on Discord or something. So I don't know who knows where I'm at. But slight spoilers. It's not nothing big if you are dedicated to it. All I'm saying is I met Terrapagos, and I'm confused where to go from here. Put it that way. I'm not 100% sure where I should go with the Nuzlocke from here. But that said, that's Terrapagos, and that's actually Terrapagos is probably, my guess is Terrapagos probably messes up a little bit of the meta here with competitive VGC. I'm kind of curious where its place is. In fact, there's another thing that's really confusing, and that's the Stellar type. When we got another type, a new type in Pokemon, and they said it was Stellar, I thought, okay, well, it's a special type that you can only get when you terrestrialize. I was expecting something that I've thought was coming for a very long time. I thought for a very long time we were going to get a neutral type in Pokemon. Something that is not super effective on anything, but it's also not weak to anything. And so far, that hasn't happened either. But Stellar type, I don't understand. They still had weaknesses last I checked. I got to look it up. I don't have no idea what the Stellar type is, because it still was weak. I'm like, does Stellar just mean you're shifting through your types? It's the only thing I could think. Raven says, yeah, I wish we had comments, but as long as you guys are telling Nito that you're watching, yeah, if you're watching, I love to hear the feedback. I've heard some people talk to me outside of the comment section, but I just love hearing, like, when people say things like, oh, yeah, you did well here, or, oh, man, that was crazy, or any of that stuff. I love seeing how everyone felt about what I went through. Especially that, dude, the Indigo Disc was no joke. I don't know if there's anything after Terrapagos, but what I can tell you is the Elite Four on a Nuzlocke challenge, whew, brutal. I almost felt like I was somewhat in one of those fan games where they up the difficulty by about 5 stars versus 1, you know? And it's like you really, really have to plan. Except I couldn't because it was blind. I didn't know what I was going to expect. Nintendo Gamer Kid says, oh my god, I just realized there's a small chance that an ad could play. Oh, yeah, that would suck, Nintendo Gamer Kid. I really hope that doesn't happen. That would be the worst timing of all time. But, I mean, I had 40,000 people in here for Dialga, and nobody said anything about an ad hitting right as Dialga spawns. So, they rolled a lot of dice when that happened. I mean, yes, at the time Dialga spawned, there were about 900 people in the actual live chat. But nobody said anything, even when I looked back through it. I didn't see anything about anybody saying that an ad hit and they missed the encounter. But to your point, Nintendo Gamer Kid, that is a dangerous little game we're playing. I almost wish... Do you think... Yeah, okay, I've got it set. Let me explain where I'm at on my thought process here. In the actual section where I can pick ads, I've set it to the lowest frequency, meaning you'll get as few ads as it'll possibly allow me. Now, my theory is that currently, YouTube does not care what that setting says. I set it for every half hour, and they go, whatever, we're going to run ads whenever we damn well feel like it. So that's my current hypothesis of the situation. That said, though, I wonder if it's like Twitch now, if you can run an ad for everybody all at once so that everybody's clock syncs up and then everybody's on a half-hour schedule unless they come into the stream and then they're not on that schedule. I'm kind of curious. Because then I could forcefully take an ad break. And let me check that, Nintendo Gamer Kid. You know what? I'm just resetting Shaymin. Let me take a look now. Let me see if there's anything I can do with that now. Raven says, I did see an ad, but it was about pizza. Raven got a pizza ad. Let me see what I can do here. Is there any way... Insert ad. All right, so what does this do? ad insert. Uh-oh. Hey, are you guys on an ad right? Well, if you're on an ad right now. Okay. Raven. Is anybody, let me see. Is anybody on an ad right now? Let me know if you just got an ad. Let me know when you can. Actually, I'll just type it. I'll type it because if you got an ad, you won't be seeing this right now. We're doing a little experiment here, my friends. Just a quick little hypothesis formed into a little experiment here. Let's see. I've been blocking ads and blocking certain ad topics. Yeah, I wish you're at the mercy of an algorithm for that. I did not get an ad. No, I got an ad a few minutes ago. Okay, so wait, hang on. So then this, when it says insert ad, it didn't actually insert an ad? I don't know what that means. I will have to do some research, but you're right. If I'm going to shiny hunt on a stream that could have random ads, you're right. I have no idea, honestly, where we would be on that. But if I can sync up everybody's ads, I got to look it up. Because there is an insert ad option, and I clicked it, and obviously you guys didn't get an ad. So right now what we're going to do is just roll the dice and hope like hell that does not happen. Because what are the odds that you'll get an ad right as Shaymin shines? What are the odds that Shaymin's going to shine at all tonight, in fact? Spoiler, that's 1 in 4,096. We know that. We know what those odds are. But Raven's in chat, and Raven, you usually boost my odds to like a 1 in 500 at least. But even then, I don't think we're even going to get 500 resets off. I mean, this is a fast Pokemon for resetting. I don't remember how many I could count. With soft resetting, I usually counted it about 60 every hour. One every minute. With Shaymin here, I'm going to say it's about 40 seconds in between each encounter. So, plus I'm not using the bike. I'm taking my time. I'm not doing this like encounter. I'm not using the bike. I'm letting it I'm letting it make its full noise while I'm making encounters because I'm not really like super dedicated to making sure I get as fast of an encounter as I can. So I'm guessing we're going to get maybe a couple hundred resets tonight. That's my guess. I just want you here for better luck. Oh, I would not utilize the fact that you're always around whenever I catch really, really high-profile shinies. I would never abuse that fact. But, since we're talking about it, Raven is my magical good luck charm. Alright, so Tyler just got an ad. Alright, so... Alright, you guys got an ad? I'm going to type it in here. So, it's 7:11 p.m. ad time. Next one should be 7:41 p.m. All right, that way I can come back to it. So we're doing an experiment here. Let's take a look. So you guys got the ad. It came and left just as fast as 1 second. Hold on, I got an ad, but it disappeared. All right, so maybe the insert ad button is not a toggle that affects it immediately. Maybe it's something that's like 60 seconds from now you're gonna get an ad, or maybe 2 minutes. So, we're going to watch. If you guys get ads before 7:41, then YouTube does not listen to my inputs. Then they're just full of it. Probably shouldn't be bad-mouthing YouTube right as Shaymin shines, because then when I go to clip that out and post it as its own video, the first thing that it's going to scan the audio is me bad-mouthing the service that we're all on. Which, I'm not bad-mouthing them that much. Just a little bit. All right, so about 7:39 to 7:41. That's where we're looking. So if you guys don't get ads again until 7:39 to about 7:41, or basically in the next half hour, then I know it's working. So let's give it a shot, man. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Nito, you being okay. There's people who have done worse. Oh, yeah, for sure. I am a golden child in those regards. I do love that, even though, well, actually, yeah, maybe I have the clock wrong. I don't know. I just see the stars are out, and I like the background when Shaymin's not in the daylight when it's in the nighttime. I like the night around here. I like this whole area. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, man. I get it. There's so many people with astronomical size. Like, their expectations are in orbit. They're so high. And I get it. Pokemon is the largest franchise on planet Earth. They should be putting out the highest quality stuff you've ever seen. Final Fantasy does it. Why can't Pokemon? And that aside, you just sit there and look at this right now, and I'm like, dude, this is gorgeous. I mean, it's not HD. My Pokemon are all miniature, so they don't follow me correctly, and no, they don't really walk straight. They float sometimes, like Dialga. But at the end of the day, like, I do the encounter in an area like this, it looks gorgeous, and then watch this thing spawn, and I cannot sit here and say this is a bad game. Check it out. I literally sit there and I watch that, and I'm just like, oh man, that's such a cool coming on screen. Like, it's such a nod to the old days. Especially with the backdrop having several colors in a gradient, just like the original games, man. Just like them. Nintendo Gamer Kid says, so what's some questions related to the stream topic that we can ask? If you have played the new Splatoon season, I would love to know. Feel free. There's no spoilers that you can give unless you spoil the DLC. Just give me some opinions. What have you seen? What did you find? Anything cool that I should know about in general? I can't wait to hit the Salmon Run stage, Bone Rattle. Oh, man, that place looks awesome. I mean, I know it's kind of disappointing that it's the final stage they're ever going to add for Salmon Run in Splatoon 3. But it looks like it's worth it, man. It looks like it's like, if that's the last stage, you're ending on a high note. Raven's looking for Naya. I don't think, if Naya was in chat, then you would have tagged her, and it would, I think it would highlight it. No, it wouldn't. I'm sorry. Never mind. I don't know. Naya, are you out there lurking? Responde, if you are. Raven says, any fun shining finds? Any fun for shiny finds? Shaymin, I have never caught you shiny in my life. Out of all the Gen 4 decks, of which I've caught pretty much the entire decks, with very few exceptions, you are one of the exceptions, which is how I let off in the stream description. Nintendo Gamer Kid says there's new maps. The new maps and Brella are great. Dude, so what's with those weapons I saw? Are there DLC only weapons? I saw a couple of the, what do they call them? I can't remember what their names are. It's like a skin. Stamper's got one. They're not called drone weapons. I don't remember what they're called. Coral weapons. Something related to the DLC. I can't remember the name now. But what I can say for sure is that they are themed after the DLC. So my question is, yeah, those white weapons. So can you use those? Yeah, replica. That's what it was. They're called replica weapons. Those are those exclusive kits or anything that you only get with the DLC, or are they just skins? The only reason I ask is I'm curious if they actually locked some competitively viable weapons behind the DLC. That would be crazy, and I don't think they would ever do that. I'm just curious. Shaymin, I should make a character based on you. Raven, you should make a Shaymin character. Not Shaymin's flying form, this Shaymin. That crazy reindeer form that came after this was weird, and they eventually, I swear they took the reindeer form of Shaymin and made it its own Pokemon with Keldeo. But I've never enjoyed that form of Shaymin. In fact, I don't enjoy Shaymin having a form at all. I like Shaymin just being a mythical Pokemon that's not powerful, it's not threatening like Cresselia or Darkrai. It's just a cool little Pokemon, and it's a mythical, you know? Just the same kit, different skin? Okay, I just wanted to double check. I didn't think they would actually do that. I was curious, that's all. But yeah, dude, well, not just that, the airport, I love that stage. The airport stage, I can't wait to play on that, for sure. All of the newest stages in Splatoon 3 have impressed me. Everything from the barge to the ramen stage, the bridge, and especially now the airport, they all look great. I'm kind of a fan of big stages, too. I like the bigger stages. And in those regards, back in Splatoon 2, for instance, I had fun on all the stages, but the shifty stations, I think the reason I loved them so much was because even though it was Turf War only, there were a lot of them that were just huge stages. And I like the idea of huge stages. right now, oh, what's, you know I'm horrible with the names. I'm trying to think here. The Undertow. Undertow is one of my favorites, and just because of sheer size. Next Splatoon private battles, I have a fun glitch to show everybody. Oh, yeah, who was it, by the way? I posted that glitch video, and I never got a response on it, in Discord anyways. And I can't remember who did that glitch, but somebody phased into the block in the middle, and it was like... It was a pretty insane glitch. That's a pretty crazy... Like, if that happens at the start of the match, you're going to lose the match because you got stuck somewhere out of bounds. And it's really a glitch that could actually practically happen. Wrong place, wrong time, and the next thing you know, you phase through it. Yeah, dude, I definitely plan to get started on the Splatoon DLC. Like I say, I'm going to record this, and possibly... tomorrow morning I'll get started on Octo expansion. We'll see. When's Big Run next week, right? Yeah, Big Run is next week. So Big Run, crap, now I can't remember what stage. Does anybody remember what stage Big Run was on? It was a good stage. I can't remember what it was though. It was one of the newer ones. Which stage was it? It was not the barge. It was not the ramen stage. I can't remember. I saw what Big Run's on. I saw the Grizz weapons in rotation are all of them. The boss Salmonid is any of them. Oh, little Shaymin. I feel like Shaymin is so much more relaxing. I am in a much calmer atmosphere than I was with Darkrai. You know what it is Shaymin is so low leveled. At level 30, I'm going to put this thing to sleep and catch it in any ball I want. In fact, maybe we should plan this in advance. There are not that many Pokeballs to select from. But Raven, have you thought possibly what ball this thing should be in? Should it be in a dusk ball because we're going to catch it here at night? And it's kind of a darker teal when it is shiny versus its bright green? That's one option. Our other options, of course, is Premier Ball for Legendaries is always a nice one. I always like my Premier Ball. In fact, I've been doing that for a very long time. I've got more shinies in Premier Ball than anything else. Net Ball matches the back color. It's the same color as Darkrai, in fact. Quick Ball. I couldn't give you any reason why, but it's blue. It's a nice ball. Luxury Ball. You know, fairies deserve the lap of luxury. You don't know what balls they are you need to check? Yeah, absolutely. Pull up a list of the Pokeballs in this game. Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. There are not that many in this game. I don't think... Yeah, I'm trying to think. A Love Ball is not an option. That's not in this game, is it? You know what? Let me just grab my phone. I can tell you in 2 seconds. I don't think the Love Ball is in here. If it was, I would totally catch this in a Love Ball. All right. Sorry. Just let me see here. I don't remember a Love Ball being in this game. And Cyan Bird, welcome to the stream. Lurking and hunting Arceus at 7,500 resets. Cyan, may your luck prosper, and may you catch that god in your crusade. Arceus is up next for me. The last time I shiny hunted Arceus was probably 2008. You used a action replay to get the Aether Flute, and then use the Aether Flute, of course, to go start the soft reset process. And that thing shined in, like, it was nothing. It was just like Darkrai, the original Darkrai. When I hunted Darkrai in Diamond, I had to use the Dark Void glitch to get to him. And I swear, he shined in the same week I went up there, and I caught him in a Master Ball. Because I was like, oh my god, this thing's purple, it deserves a Master Ball. It's my favorite shiny of all time. Well, then fast forward to this Darkrai, and quite a very, very, very different outcome. It was, what, 40,000? No, 30,000 encounters or so. I'm like, dude, what happened? The first time I caught Darkrai, it took me like a week, maybe 1,000 encounters, not even. And then come to this, and I've got 30,000. I'm like, whoa, go way over odds, why don't you? Just as bad as Mewtwo, actually. Mewtwo went to 40,000, which is my longest completed hunt. Cresselia is not completed. That's over 100,000 because I lost count 10 years ago, dude. It's been 16 years of hunting that thing. It is never going to shine. So let me know if you guys want to carry on my legacy. When I die someday, I'm going to have to will that hunt to somebody because it's never going to finish. Oh, I forgot to look up if the love ball was in this game or not. I know what will increase your luck. Weird things out of context before starting encounters. You ever wonder if you just sit there and think, do I have depression undiagnosed? I never thought about it before. No, it didn't help. But it was a good try. Oh yeah, third time I was, that's insane. Yeah, I don't know what these new games are killing me. I mean, I know, okay, Cresselia is like 15 years, 16, 17 years actually. 17-year hunt. That is the anomaly. These new games are killing me. Things just don't shine like they used to. You guys saw Dialga. I caught Dialga again for the second time at the time. Dialga in regular diamond version. I got that in like 400 resets. And then you guys saw me get Giratina back in the day. For anybody that does not remember, I was actually streaming both of them. That's what the screen looks like. Now, on the right side of the screen right now, there's nothing. I mean, if I wanted to hook up the DS, I could. But I was doing both hunts just because I thought it was kind of cool. I don't like double hunting because double hunting is really just a way to make sure you get a lot of clips that you can post for your channel. I mean, it's just an advertising method. But either way, whoops, I'm using just my index finger. Either way, though, you guys saw Giratina. What was that? Maybe 1,000 encounters, 1,200 encounters tops? And then I guess I can't complain because Regigigas in Pokemon Sword was like 400 encounters. So, yeah, and I don't count my encounters, so those are all just estimates based on the hours and the reset frequency. But that said, look how many encounters have gone well over odds. They increased the overall odds at what, Gen 6, right? Yeah, Gen 6 going forward. So I hunted at 1 in 8,192 odds for how long? And I never had a problem. Come to these odds at 1 in 4,096, and suddenly it might as well be 1 in 100,000. Like, everything gives me a problem. Brilliant Diamond Love Ball. Can you get a Love Ball in Brilliant Diamond? You can obtain it if you pre-order it. What? Level Ball, Heavy Ball, Fast Ball, Moon Ball. Well, I didn't pre-order it, so is there any other option? Let's see. Dream Ball? Okay. Yeah, so there are definitely more balls in this game than I thought. But Love Ball doesn't appear to be one of them. And if this, I don't know. I guess maybe I would be interested in going and getting some others if I can. I don't, you know what? I probably should have been playing the lottery. I bet you could get them through the lottery. I have had close to 1,000 shinies. I don't know where I'm at. I know it's well over 500 shinies. And then some of those shinies came with insane luck. But you know what I don't have? Lottery luck. The lottery in any Pokemon game has never given me anything worth... Like, it's just crap, man. Absolute crap. I have seen Mirage Island. And I have not gotten anything from the lottery. So that tells you how my luck is with the lottery system. It was a good life lesson. It was like, hey, don't ever play the IRL lottery. You're just going to lose. There's no Love Ball. Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing too. But that said, we'll find something for this. If I catch it now, we'll deal with what we got. And if not, Moon Ball, Dream Ball, something cool. Like I say, it's level 30. It'll stay in probably anything. Even if I only have one ball, I can still... I will literally put it to sleep, Super Fang it, and this thing will stay in any ball I choose. It's not like Arceus where I actually have to count the moves and be on edge, you know? Nest or Dusk Ball? Alright. Nest Ball, just to show you what those will look like. Oh. I don't have any Nest Balls. My bad. I only have Net Ball. I do not have Nest Ball, so if you want me to stock up on a Nest Ball, I will have to go back to town. That is your call, Raven. It is your favorite Pokemon, after all. Dusk Ball it is. Hey, I think Dusk Ball would look sweet. I think it would. Here, I'll even show you if so some Pokeballs have effects when you throw them out into the battle, and Dusk Ball is one of them. So I'd be happy to show you that. I kind of wish that we got custom Pokeballs, and I was hoping Legends Arceus would be the one that kind of showed us that, but we know it's possible now that this game brought back the ball capsule. I swear, if we had a Gen 2 Legends game to explain Kurt and his ancestors, we would get custom Pokeballs. It's not your all-time favorite, but it's one of your favorites. Let's see, where are you at? Yeah, swap out these two. Alright, so, if this is the encounter, right? If I end up posting this video because this is the encounter it shines, let the world know I never hunt with my shinies at the front of the party. This is a one-time thing for exemplary reasons only. Okay, he did not shine. Alright, this is what the Dusk Ball looks like when you use it, Raven. Pretty sweet. Yeah, look how much time that adds. That is why you do not use your shinies to hunt. Alright, Pokemon, Darkrai, go ahead and switch back over to... There we go. I was going to say, I was having trouble there for a sec. It's a little... This game's always been a little laggy. It's like Animal Crossing. You can't do anything... Everything you try to do, you can't do many things super fast. Which is appropriate to the original games, because the original games were pretty slow. If you landed a one-hit KO on a Chansey or a Blissey, you were there for enough time you could go make some coffee, waiting for that thing's HP bar to hit 0. Thinking of restarting Shining Pearl since I'm stuck in what to do next? Well, there shouldn't be a whole lot for you left to do. If I recall, you have beat Cynthia, so now all that's left is... let me pull up the map for you. This area right here, which I haven't done either. Heatran is there. Pretty cool rival battle in the fight area, and then there's a lot of really good battles here, and then the survival areas. Oh, you know what? Something I just realized, I never even thought about this, is they probably did not put... So right here in Platinum version, right? In the resort area, you could find the gym leaders. It was the first time ever in any Pokemon game that you could re-challenge gym leaders. And you can do that in this game, actually. I take it back. They probably didn't put it in there because you can redo the Elite Four, and they scale up as they go through. So when Cynthia challenges you instead of you challenging her, she is scaled up into like straight up brutality level. So I don't think the gym leaders are going to be here at the resort area. However, in Platinum version, you could re-challenge gym leaders. Diamond and Pearl, you could not, but in Platinum, you could. Back in the good old days. Didn't know that, and yes, you can redo harder levels. Yeah, they scale up. Temp, if you're here, say hi. Temp. Who is Temp? Do we have a person named Temp? You already went there. Hold on. I already went where? Let's see. I wish I could get Shaymin. Oh, that bothers me so much, Raven. They did not rerun Shaymin. So if you didn't get Shaymin's item, the letter from Oak, if you didn't get that item at the start of the event, you can never get it again. I'm like, what crap is that? Why would they do that one time and that's that? I cannot believe they did that. Makes me so sad. For me, I don't have any implications. There's nothing wrong with it for me because I have the letter. But what's weird about it is that they only ran that for everybody. They're greedy. I mean, the only thing I can imagine is that they generated sales in the quarter of the game that it was released. And then they pressured everybody with, hey, you better make sure you get the game quick because otherwise you'll miss out forever. So they heightened and increased, you know, last-minute sales before they had to report on how well did this game do to their shareholders. The only problem I've got with that idea is I believe they did not actually explain to us at the time that this event would never be run again. Yeah, I don't remember actually. Yeah, you know what? I take it back. I think they did explain that the event was never going to be run again. I take it back. I think that was knowledge we did have. So yeah, they were probably trying to push out a few thousand more sales of people that didn't want to miss out on Shaymin and Darkrai. So they ran out, bought the game quickly. That way they kind of added to that little bump they got in the first couple months of the game existing. I think these events came out, what, 3 months after the games came out? Possibly 3 months? I don't remember exactly what the time frame was. But let's see if Shaymin's going to do something. Shaymin, are you going to make this night special? Cyanbird says, I missed out on the Darkrai event. I got Shaymin, though. I don't understand why they don't run Darkrai every new moon. That would make 1,000% sense to me, right? And make it to where you can't just flip through the clock. I mean, I know this, so in the programming standpoint, they have to send the event out, but they could have at least done it for like 3 years, you know? So to explain what I mean is, in this game, timed events stall if you don't change the, or if you change the clock within 24 hours. So let's just pretend for a second. A good example, actually. I'll give you a real example, right? Drifloon. Drifloon spawns outside the power plant only on Fridays. So if I were to change the clock from a Monday to a Friday, Drifloon would not be there. And the reason Drifloon would not be there is because the game knows I changed the clock. It has to be on that time for about 24 hours. So you can change the clock, but you have to let it sit. So what you would have to do is Monday, you would change the clock to Thursday. Tuesday, the clock would naturally roll over to Friday, and Drifloon would be there. So they could have just done that for Darkrai for, like, let's say just 2 years even. 2 years. Every new moon, and you can't change the clock to get there. You have to wait. Every new moon, Darkrai's event would come out. But instead, they didn't do that. Look at Arceus. Arceus is a permanent event. So right now, I can go get the Aether Flute. The Aether Flute, as long as I have Pokemon Legends completed in full, which I have on my game file, I can get the Aether Flute and go catch Arceus anytime I want. But for whatever reason, with Shaymin and Darkrai, it was limited run only. I'm like, kind of screwed a lot of people out of that Pokemon. That seems awfully weird. I don't know why. I don't know what drove that decision. Like I say, the only thing I can think is they wanted some last-minute sales. So a couple months after the game came out, hey, you get one shot, everybody. You better get the game quick. Shaymin and Darkrai. Kind of a weird way to do it. That's not very user-friendly, if I put it that way. Raven says, oh, that makes sense now, why I can't get certain things. Oh, yeah, you changed... If you're changing the clock, there's a 24-hour stall on it. Yeah, that one was a little tricky. Oh, poor little Shaymin. It's waiting to have some sparkles and some nice teal bush, rather, a teal bush on its back. But Shaymin, you got to work with us. I can make you better. I can make you beautiful. But you have to shine for me. This is a lot nicer environment, at least, than the Nightmare. I mean, my character has been through a lot, dude. This guy was in a coma for 15 months before Darkrai popped up. People thought he was dead. My cat has brought a ball and wants to play fetch. Moki is also here, and Moki does not want to play fetch, but she has drawn my cat to me. Hi, buddy. As a matter of fact, Moki is a big fan of yours. She loves you. Ready for the ball? He's not very enthusiastic to chase it, but he's interested. I don't know. Sometimes this cat brings me a ball, and I'm like, is he bringing me the ball to show me his most prized possession? Or is he bringing me the ball for me to throw it to play fetch? And if you get it wrong, your heart melts and breaks in two. Because if you throw it and he looks at you like, why'd you throw my favorite thing? It's like, I feel so bad. But right now it looks like he's bringing it back, so I think he wants to play fetch. Moki, how are you doing? Not enjoying a tattoo. I know that much. Anything else going on? I'm having a pretty relaxed one. Normally Friday night is for Friday Night Smash or Friday Night Splash, but tonight I am continuing my hunt for Shiny Shaymin, Raven's favorite Pokemon. I have been resetting a lot, so I haven't. It's just I have not. Hold on, sorry, he threw his ball at me again, but I have to stretch to get it. I have not streamed it, but I have been working on it. But this one's, oh crap, hold on one second, I gotta go get, his ball is in the radiator, give me one sec. I panicked for nothing. I thought I threw his ball into the heat vent, but it bounced out, so we're good. It's not even big enough to get stuck in there, honestly, but sometimes if you give it a little bit of heat, his ball will just kind of wedge itself, you know? I am doing well, yes. Yeah, even though that was to Raven, you hope I'm doing well too, and I am. I have been like, God, every single day for the last 2 months, I swear, I'm working at work, either going in early, staying late, or both. So I will say that I think I'm starting to get exhausted a little bit by it. Definitely considering that idea of taking off some time just to get away from the place. Way too many responsibilities, and today especially, like I say, I found something today at work that sucks, man. It's gonna be an interesting meeting. I'm almost worried about it. It's a long explanation, but I'm almost worried about it. I found an error that I should have caught about a statement that was made that was untrue, put it that way, in a professional setting. The only difference was this is a 10-year-old problem. That's for the last 10 years we have been stating this incorrectly. That's what's been going on. But now I'm the guy that found it. I'm like, oh God. I just love being the guy to find the big screw up, you know? No ads yet. Oh, that's right. We're at the half-hour mark. Somebody that's been here for a half hour, let me know. If you get an ad, then it explains the button. It means that I can put that toggle and shift everybody on the same clock to make sure that I'm not doing encounters while you're actually seeing ads. I can make these things two mutually exclusive events. Ah, a list of all of the Pokeballs. Perfect. Working too hard, feel bad? Yeah, it's, I normally don't claim I'm working too hard because it's like somebody who's actually working too hard would love to have a word with me. But there are certain times that I'm like, you know what? I think I'm getting there for sure. Oh, that's true, Raven. You're right. I should amend this. Raven is not stating Shaymin is her favorite of favorites. Shaymin is a favorite, though. It's in the top list for sure. All right. Cass brought a ball back. Here we go. You guys saw that during my Nuzlocke? The episode with Lacey, I literally was like, the whole start of the episode, I was reading what was going on and responding to what was going on screen, and then I'd be like, Lacey would be like, so now, here's the trivia question. Which of these, hang on, and I'd throw Cass's ball, and I'd be like, 1 sec, and I just left it in the recording, too. I'm like, screw it, you know, I'm only throwing the ball for like 4 seconds. There's no reason to make a cut. Otherwise, it'd be all choppy anyway, so I just left it in there, and I was just like, read a little bit, throw the ball. Read a little bit, throw the ball. So then when I actually battled her, I prepped, I kind of looked through my Pokemon, I made a strategy, and I waited for him to finish playing fetch, and it was like 40 minutes of him playing fetch and me looking for strategies in the party that I had. Pikachu is up there. Raven is a fan of our mascot, Pikachu. Pika Pika. Alright, here's a question for you, Raven. This goes for anybody out there who's listening. did you see the movie? And I loved this movie, so I speak highly of it when I ask, did you see Detective Pikachu in 2018, I believe? Possibly 19, but I think it was 2018. Not only did I love the movie, I got to see it early by, I don't even know, I still don't have an explanation. All I saw was that they put it on their website that, hey, tonight we're airing Detective Pikachu. I'm like, well, not airing, I should say premiering. I'm like, how are you premiering that movie? It doesn't come out until the next day. Like, there's no midnight release or anything. We're talking straight up, they just threw it in theaters early. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go see this movie. I got the card still. I put the card they handed out, the promo card at the theater. They handed out a Detective Pikachu card. Legitimately, I think his moves are like, I think it's something weird like corkscrew punch, and then his second move is drink coffee. And it's a holographic promo card. And I have the Detective Pikachu card in an envelope next to the cards I got 20 years ago. Ancient Mew, Entei, and Dragonite, and Pikachu for the first 3 movies. (2018) I think it was 2018. It could have been 2019. I don't quite remember. But it was an excellent movie, Raven. I 100% recommend, if you get a chance, watch it. It's a game as well, and I've actually thought about playing the game. I may still think about it because there's a Detective Pikachu 2 now. But for sure, I was a fan of the movie. I also enjoyed that Ryan Reynolds voiced Pikachu. In fact, what was kind of funny about that was Pokemon and Sonic both debuted live-action movies in theaters, no less. And it was funny to watch, like, Pokemon put up their cast, and they're like, check it out, we got Ryan Reynolds for Pikachu. What do you got, Sonic? And it's like, boom, Jim Carrey for Eggman. I was like, Robotnik is being played by Jim Carrey in response. That's great. I mean, that was a time, man. That was hilarious. Both those movies came out pretty similar in time frames, if I remember. I heard of the game, but I am saving for the Peach games, which I have heard a lot of good things about the Peach game. And still want this Farming Princess game. Farming Princess game? What game would that be? I'm not familiar. I remember Fae Farm, which you have played the demo for. And I remember Square Enix. What was Square Enix's one? Square Enix had a... That wasn't Fae Farm. What was Square Enix came out with a farming game, and it looked like it was a lot of fun, and you said that the trailer didn't match... Sorry, the demo didn't match the trailer. What was that one? I can't remember now. Oh, it's killing me. I can't remember the name of that.
Hi, buddy. Are you back?
All right, hang on 1 second. I gotta grab my cat's ball. It's out of reach, buddy. Give me just 1 sec. Update for everybody. My cat lost that ball. I have no idea where it's at. Oh well, he just ran off too, so he might be pissed. He might be like, you know what? If you can't find it, then we're not playing fetch anymore. All right, Tyler's got an ad, and that was 35 minutes. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe YouTube isn't disregarding me like I thought. You're training your Link amiibo. Oh, speaking of which, did anybody here enter the amiibo tournament that's officially being held on the game? So, Smash Bros. 2 things for you guys regarding Smash Bros. Number 1, they're having an amiibo tournament in-game. That's really cool. I'm glad that they're doing that. It's just a really fun, wacky event. Number 2, Sakurai, the developer of Smash for the last 20 years, he has a YouTube channel where he does not profit from the YouTube channel. So much respect for that. He's a millionaire. He doesn't need more money. Instead, he pays people to edit, so he's giving job opportunities to people, and he's giving free career advice. The career advice is directed for game developers, but there are a lot of times he gives general career advice to people like me that grew up with Sakurai. Like, to hear him talking to me about how to better myself in my career, I'm like, dude, the Smash Bros guy is giving me advice that I'm actually taking to heart. I digress. There's a lot of cool things he shows about Smash Bros. And his most recent video, he officially showed the developer cam for Smash Bros. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that have hacked Switches where they're using those debugging tools, just like he has. But I'm just really impressed that he showed that in the video. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious. Sakurai. So if you look up Raven, Smash Bros. Has been directed by a man named Sakurai for a long time, Masahiro Sakurai. And he stepped down officially. Well, I think it's unofficially, actually. He stepped down. Basically, he said he's not going to direct any more Smash Bros. Games. Now, a lot of people took that as Smash Bros. Ultimate will be the last Smash Bros. Game. Here's the problem. Look how much money Super Smash Bros. Generates. There is no way they're leaving that on the table. Smash Bros. Is going to outlive me, I bet. Maybe I'm wrong, but I bet it outlives me. So, oh yeah, he also made Kirby. You are 100% correct. He developed Kirby, so Kirby is literally his baby, and he named it after his freaking lawyer. Kirby's named after a lawyer for Masahiro Sakurai. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, that's exactly it, Raven. So with you and I both being similar ages, I don't believe you were really playing Nintendo games like I was, but Smash Bros. 64 came out when I was really, really young. And so it was like, I only knew a couple of characters. Link I knew because that was my first game I've ever played in my entire life was A Link to the Past. So Link, I knew Mario, I knew Donkey Kong, all of a sudden, and Kirby, of course. And all of a sudden, all these characters are in one crazy, wacky game. Well, I was hooked ever since. So I was there for every single Smash Bros. Game. And around Melee is when I learned who Sakurai... I'm sorry, not... yeah, Sakurai, sorry. I thought I said Masuda for a second. I was looking down at the game box, and I could have swore I said Masuda. I meant Sakurai, except I never said Masuda. I read Masuda, and I didn't say it. I said Sakurai. I digress. I learned about who Sakurai is around Melee, and so that basically I grew up with this guy, and now he's handing out career advice, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird to me where you find influence in your life. You should never find influence from freaking people that call themselves influencers, not in my opinion. And when I heard Sakurai talking as a professional, not as like, oh my god, I can't wait, let's see what the next Smash Bros. Game is. Oh my god, he needs to give me this character. I need this character in the game. All of that aside, listening to him speak from a professional worker standpoint, I take a lot of influence from the things he says, from just being in the workplace, you know, and working as a team on a project. And I'm just surprised sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm looking at the Smash Bros. Developer for career advice. This is similar to seeing Steve from Blue's Clues giving me motivational advice on videos. And it's like, Steve is always going to be in character for me because I was so young when Blue's Clues was on TV that it's like, I will never look at this guy as a professional. I'll always look at him as, that's Steve from Blue's Clues. And in my back of my mind, I'll be like, remember when you told me I could do anything? Steve, I did it. I freaking did it. You were right. You know, I'm never going to look at him as an actual professional. Opposite for Sakurai. I was very surprised that I'm now looking at him as a professional. I'm not saying Steve from Blue's Clues influenced me. I'm just telling you how I don't know what he's actually up to. I don't know what the Blue's Clues guys are up to at all. All I can tell you is that when Steve got back into it, that's the only thing I could say is I'm like, I can't see him as a professional. I only see him as his character. And that's just because look how young we were when that came out. Raven says, I mean, I play Smash Bros. It was never on Xbox. So if there's one thing Nintendo does, they hang on to their intellectual property super tight. Lock and key, and the key was melted right after the lock was clicked. They will never give up Smash Bros. So it was never on any other systems unless you had, like, if it was your brother's system and he never told you he emulated it. I have actually played several emulated versions. I gotta admit, Brawl was a really fun time because I remember at school somebody had a Wii that was hacked or jailbroke. And oh my god, it was so cool because we had like the Naruto stage where Naruto and Sasuke fought back in the day. That was a huge like V anime fight. They added Midgar, so there was a scene that was hacked in, and the skin in the background was Cloud versus Sephiroth. Another one was Bleach. There was a Bleach stage. I mean, it was just really fun doing that. And Ichigo was in the game, and people are still modding their Switches now. I don't have much of an interest in fact, if anything, now I don't want those hacks. I enjoy having the original characters just because it's admiring that this character is actually in Smash, which I totally get. I am such a hypocrite because I have not bought Byleth. And I said how much I want Byleth for literally 2 years. I have not bought Byleth. I have not bought Sora. And I haven't even replaced my broken adapter for my GameCube controller. I promise I'm on these things. Like, literally tonight, I will order all that stuff. Either way, it's just fun for me to admire that these are characters that actually, for real, made it into the actual game. So that's what I like enjoying. We both watched Blue's Clues. Yeah, that was, I think everybody watched Blue's Clues for sure. They changed the Blue's Clues guy. Yeah, so they changed him. The original guy, Steve, I don't remember who the second guy was, to be honest. Not to disrespect him, but I know the whole cast. So there's a third guy now, and the whole cast got back together. So Steve is, like, still involved as a cameo character who constantly pops up in Blue's Clues. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did not get that from watching Blue's Clues. I got that from a news article at some point. But I do remember when he was first brought back into it, and it was like, oh my god, that's the original guy. That's who I grew up with. Your cousin's Nintendo system. Yeah, N64 was the first one. Smash Bros. Has existed in 5 formats. N64 was the first one. Then the second one was on the GameCube. Third one was on the Wii. Fourth one was kind of on the Wii U and the 3DS at the same time, I believe. And then the fifth one is normally what I stream Friday Night Smash. It's Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch. I kind of wish that if they were, you know, someday we are going to get a Switch too. But these internet hype people that just generate rumors so you'll click on their articles, click on their videos, and make them money, they lie out their teeth about when the Switch 2 is coming and what it can do. They don't know at all. And if you don't believe me, Nintendo's shareholder reports, they tell you everything. They don't tell you when the Switch is coming, but they tell you kind of like what some plans are, and they just keep re-emphasizing software, software, software. They have talked about hardware, but not that much. Either way, someday when that Switch 2 finally does exist, because they gotta be right someday, I kind of wish that instead of making... I wouldn't say making a new Smash Bros. Game. I doubt they will for Switch 2, at least not for a while. If they do at all. It depends, because Nintendo doesn't have, like, it's not like PlayStation, where you know how long it's going to be before the next system, then a year and a half into it, they'll come out with a slim version and all that. Nintendo is constantly changing the game. And in those regards, I kind of wish they would just rejuvenate Smash Bros. Ultimate. So if they ever do finally come out with another Switch, and it's backwards compatible, suddenly they add like, hey, what if we were to add another fighter pass? All of a sudden the gang's back together, man. The developers are all in the office again. We're coming out with another Smash Bros. Fighter pass, and here's some new stages. Here's some new assist trophies. Here's a few new amiibos, you know, something like that. It would be insane. I mean, look how long it takes for amiibos to get contracted and then developed and then, you know, processed and put out into production. So with those regards, the amiibos themselves are still a form of support that Smash Bros. Is getting. It's just not updates and such. They add new stickers, so we got that much with Smash Bros. New stickers. So they haven't abandoned the game. I figure they could rejuvenate some life into it, you know, even if it's not a fighter pass. Just give us a random update out of nowhere, just like Pokemon Snap. Out of nowhere, here's some extra stuff. Mario Kart, out of nowhere, we're going to support it. I know it's been 4 years. Or Mario Party. Super Mario Party on the Switch. They, like, 3 years after the game released, they suddenly released online connectivity for it. It was like, dude, it's not dead. It's back. You know, something like that. Tired of the Switch 2 stuff? Yeah, you know how vocal I am about that. And I've been right. Dude, I've been right for about 3 years. Everyone's saying the Switch 2's coming. It's coming. I'm like, nope, you're full of it. You're full of it. You're full of it. Well, guess what? I've been right. I have been right that those guys did not know anything. They lied to get clicks to get money. There was no Switch 2. There will be eventually, and since the Switch is 8 years old, they're getting closer to being right, but they better not sit there and say, I was right, told you it was coming. No, you said it was coming for 5 years, man. You were wrong as hell. You had to be right by default eventually. Let's see. Is like that YouTube who always making YouTube videos about Animal Crossing news. Oh, yeah, there's nothing new. That's exactly it. And I feel bad, you know? What if Animal Crossing suddenly had another update? People would go crazy. I love the idea, and especially, Raven, you're going to here's some conspiracy level stuff here. This is my hypothesis from a business standpoint where I am not personally responsible for profits in the gaming industry, as well as I have no experience in the gaming industry. So I'm not responsible for the financials, and I have no responsibilities at all for that matter. But how cool would it be when they are emphasizing at every shareholders meeting how much game time is spent, how much time people are spent playing the games? How cool would it be to just drop an update for a game that was seemingly unsupported and gone, like Mario Kart? What if they just came back? Guess what, everybody? Brand new update, Animal Crossing. Dust that cartridge off, and hopefully you didn't pawn it at the pawn shop or sell it back to GameStop, because we got an update for you, and it's completely free. Boom. Massive game time right there. You know, these are the chips that you play the long game. Imagine that Smash Bros. Gets new assist trophies and a couple new stages. People would freak out. They would definitely get back on playing that game, and your game time would soar. I think that's cool, but I am not responsible for the financials. To your point, Battle Droid, the gaming industry. I have no experience. I'm a scientist, not a gaming developer and or marketing person. So, and I'm certainly not a team leader or manager of any projects. But the idea sounds cool to me. Is what if a game that has stopped having active support suddenly got an update and we're back? Battle Droid, thank you very much for the subscription, my friend. And you know what? Your name is very appropriate because one of my favorite games on the PlayStation had exactly the same thing that I'm telling you about right now, Raven, is that Star Wars Battlefront 2, made and produced by EA, the second version, which, by the way, I love that the first version is coming back to Switch here. The second version of that game, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I haven't streamed in a long time, I really should, that game got updates out of nowhere, and they completely turned face 180 on how that game started. That game launched, and everything was pay to play. That game was a disaster when it came out, and they made it one of the most legendary Star Wars games ever by the end of its run. Props to them for doing that, and whoa, that was so cool, dude. That was one of the greatest comebacks in history. That's a great example of it right there. Raven, I need to stream that again. It's been a while. Usually I got to get a few clips or something for Star Wars Day. I have a video, by the way. I have another video that's ready to go on May 4th for Star Wars Battlefront 2. In fact, Motor Trent and I, if anybody knows him back when he used to hiccup. Not a hiccup. I think that was a burp up. It was weird. Start over. Let me try that again. Motor Drive and I used to record Star Wars Battlefront every week. He's got some seriously funny compilations. And we are possibly even going to get back to it with Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic. God, I love that game. That was such a good game, dude. The first one was good. It really brought, I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 1 was like downright revolutionary. Star Wars Battlefront 2, forget it, dude. Somebody made a VR mod of that, and I almost bought a VR headset and downloaded that emulator just because I wanted to experience that again. I can't wait for that game. But Star Wars Battlefront 2, we used to record all the time. I really got to get back to that because I always have a good time playing Star Wars. Still here, just silently watching. No worries, Nintendo Gamer Kid. Hopefully you're enjoying all of the random discussions. That's what I miss about shiny hunting on stream, is that usually I'm blasting music, doing multiple things at once. Shiny hunting's somewhat in the background, but this time I'm like, you know what? Just gonna sit in cruise control this stream. I'm not even gonna go past 9 o'clock. I think one more solid hour of just sitting here and shooting the good times with you guys, and then I'll call it. And you're right, you get a battle if I find Shaymin now. Nope. I would love to call just one shiny one time. I'd love to point at the screen and just say boom, and then that's it. Let me get some water. Raven says, hold on, I've been seeing EA news about Sims and such, but they knew they were playing Sims. Oh, Sims. It would be expensive. You also said, I think you didn't stream it anymore because of lack of views. No, I didn't stream it because I let PlayStation run out. So it's really stupid what happened. I had my PlayStation Online set to auto-renew every November Black Friday. Or Cyber Monday, really, I guess. It renewed, except it renewed like, I don't know, it just renewed on Tuesday. Like, I don't know, something happened to where I thought the money came out. It didn't. It posted one day after the deal was over. So I basically had to pay $20 more than what I usually paid. So I just had him refund me, and I said, all right, whatever, I'll renew it when I feel like it then. And I haven't renewed it since. I was saving like $20 a year by having it renew on the weekend of Black Friday, and it just, I don't know, it's been that way for like 5 years, and then out of nowhere, boom, it auto-renewed on a Tuesday. And I was like, oh, crap. I'm like, oh, no, there it goes. So I didn't get the deal. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, to all my lurkers out there, I hope that you're enjoying, like I say, it's a relaxing time. I mean, I don't even react to shinies. Like, I think that's the biggest thing about reaction culture that's really annoying, is it's not just the fact that there's so many people that are like, well, that was a lame reaction. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Fake it? Now, nobody's ever told me this. I'm just saying. For people that say that was a lame reaction, I'm going to move on to a different reactor. It's like, dude, what about authenticity? You know, everybody jumps reaction to reaction. And I don't say everybody, not everybody, but there are a number of people that they jump reaction to reaction to reaction. And it's like, don't you guys want something authentic, you know? So for me, I do react a little more on stream than I do off stream, but unless it's a shiny that just catches me totally off guard. But you know what? The thing about my shiny streams that I love is just how calm the environment is, and how reliant it is that it's just gonna be a good time. I can rely on every single time it's gonna be good. Just sitting here having a good time talking to you guys, and then you know what? If something crazy happens, hey, then we suddenly we shift gears and we pivot left. Yeah, that's exactly it. Maybe I should just battle a Nintendo Gamer Kid. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I gotta put together a team because I'm not competitive anymore. I just shove stuff in the box now for the Nuzlocke and a lot of raid stuff and then shinies. I'd have to put together a whole team, but I will eventually. If I find Shaymin shiny, I'll throw together a team in 2 seconds. Put it that way. Enjoying the lurking commentary commenting every once in a while. Heck yeah, Tyler. That's a good way to do it, man. That's and I'm really glad that you're having a good time. I thought about it for a little while, how I was like, you know, a lot of people probably put music over stuff like this, and if I had music going, maybe it would be easier to have this going in the background. But I'm like, nah, I don't need music. You guys can turn on whatever music you want, because most of the time you're not watching like this exact screen. It's usually on in the background for a shiny stream. I'm just speculating what you guys are up to, but either shiny hunting yourself or salmon run in Splatoon, this is on in the background and probably music going alongside it. So I figure, you know what? just gonna have a good, nice discussion, a good time with you guys, and just enjoy everything and relax. Like I say, it's this isn't like Smash Bros. Where I'm on the edge of my seat all the time trying to fight for my life. It's not Salmon Run and private battles where I'm trying not to let a team down and just, hey, we find it or we don't. For all the love of Arceus, get shiny. To be fair, if I keep saying, Shaymin, you should shine now, then it's probably gonna be like Darkrai, where it's gonna be forever. Ooh, Raven's busting out the good luck though. Raven's busting out the good luck. No, Raven, I have a great time talking with you. You keep me so much company during these, and I really, really hope it can shine right in front of you. I do not want Shaymin to shine at like 2 a.m. while I'm playing another game or, you know, where no one's around. Shaymin should shine right in front of you, Raven. Giratina shined. Raven was talking to me. It was like freaking 2 in the morning. And you said something about maybe, oh, I forget. I know exactly what you said when Giratina shined. I had the mic going and it wasn't even near my face. And you said something about like, maybe you should, you know, move to the other side and start encountering it in the front. Because I was standing behind Giratina. And so I was like, okay, whatever, screw it. I can change something up, you know, anything. Something different than what it was. So I followed Raven's advice. I'm like, yeah, let me go stand in front of him. Maybe, you know what, it just needed something different to happen. Well, that's the result of what happened there. So Raven's luck absolutely kicked in on this guy. So if you did it once, you can do it again. Shaymin, are you going to do it for us tonight, right here, right now? Maybe not right now, but maybe later. We've got time left, man. Anything could happen. Your amiibo is so powerful that it one down air breaks a shield. It one-shot the shield in a down air. Sometimes I kind of feel bad about that. I know that I have caught wind from other people telling me that they're not allowed to bring their amiibos to Smash Bros. Streams. Nobody, like, I forget who said that, but it was like a year and a half ago. Somebody outright said that they can't, that's something about they wanted to bring their amiibo to a Smash Bros. Stream, but the problem was no streamers allowed anybody to bring amiibos. So what happened was he brought it to my stream and he's like, oh my god, you actually allow amiibos. And I do. But then sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, dude, these amiibos have a lot of stickers going on that power them up, and we humans don't have that. I turn that off. So we're just fighting standard. We don't have superpowers. So these amiibos sometimes can be absolutely brutal. But that's part of the fun, is I'm like, hey, what if you had to fight a fight that you were at an insane disadvantage? Just see how far you can get. We all know you're not going to win. In fact, somehow usually the amiibo does fall, because I haven't had to ask somebody to step out and go to the back of the line with their overpowered amiibo in a very long time. I can't remember the last time I had to be like, all right, you've won 15 matches in a row. Could you step out with the amiibo and go to the back? Or I just tell everybody, go 3-on-1 against the amiibo. But even then, that's why I say, like, I love the fact that it's like, you know what? You're at a severe disadvantage, and I love it. So good luck, everybody. And I don't run all night like that. You guys know how Friday Night Smash is. The reason Friday Night Smash works is because the rules are fluid. They're always changing, and you have input on what they change to. Yeah, every now and then we get somebody that's a sour apple about, hey, I'm playing at a high level and nobody else is. Well, usually when I kind of hint to them on stream very, very strongly that they are being too competitive, they break out of it very quickly. I haven't had, it's been 5 years, I'd say. Yeah, I was at my last house. I hadn't even moved yet. It's been 5 years since I had to ban somebody for harassing people in Friday Night Smash. That's how effective I have had that rules, and how effective I've had that entire aura. So, although I'm talking about Friday Night Smash, and I'm not even playing Friday Night Smash, man. What's wrong with me? Well, I swear, when I get off a stream here today, I'm ordering a new adapter for that GameCube controller. I'm buying Byleth, and I'm buying Sora, and I'm going to try them out in the next stream after waiting how many years. It is kind of funny that I just blew it off. That's all that happened. The reason that, you know, me not playing the DLC characters, There's no reason why I haven't, other than sheer fact is I blew it off. And 2 years passed before I knew it. It's just so weird how it flew. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I said I was going to buy Byleth 2-3 years ago. Probably 3 years ago, I'd say. Oh, kind words, Raven, kind words. I'm glad you think so, truly. I do everything I can to make this environment nice and to be kind for you. I should pet the kitties. Cass, will you give me good luck if I give you a belly rub? A little bit of good luck here? Or be on the next encounter? I do like that I can at least use the runaway method. I haven't gotten to use the runaway method since Mew in Pokemon Emerald. You know, I gave my cousin that blue Mew from back in Gen 3. I hunted it in Gen 4, but I gave it to somebody. I hunted it. I was in Gen 4. Gen 4 was the most relatively new game, but I hunted it after the fact. So I went back to Gen 3 to hunt it. Mew in Pokemon Emerald. I think I used an action replay for that. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I did. All right, had to get some water there. Never got the virtual consoles, so I never hunted Celebi, but Mew I did hunt, and I gave him to my cousin. I don't know whatever happened to it. I am kind, just accept it. Raven, when you say it, I accept it. Why would you lie to me? I know you wouldn't. So if you say I'm kind, I am kind. I take it to heart. Kindness is easier, you know. I may, I don't know. If you see me IRL, you may think that I'm the kind of guy that's like, this guy, you know, he seems like, I don't look sketchy. I just look like I'm not a goody two-shoes kind of person. I'm kind of like, yeah, let's go 125 down the highway. Hell yeah, let's open this thing up. You know, that kind of thing. I'm not. It's easier when you're just, not only does kindness take less work, but being bitter just doesn't even make sense, dude. So my cat doesn't want to get petted, but he is chewing on a chew toy. Does that count? The chew toy of luck? The destroyed pineapple that he's... Dude, so long story short, I bought like 12 of these little pineapple chew toys. He was supposed to chew on it when he was a kitten and teething. Instead, he waited until he was 2, and then he started chewing on this. Well, he destroys these things, man. He mauls them to death. They're made out of a butylated rubber kind of component, a very hard component. So he destroys them. I don't want him swallowing the chunks. So what I have to do is I have to wait until he destroys one, and then I just throw it out and bring a new one out here, but I never tell him. In fact, I wonder if he thinks that that's the same toy he's always had. It just rebuilt itself, because he doesn't know any better. I always do it when he's not in the room. He never saw me open up a new one. But yeah, he destroys this thing. So I'm looking at him right now. I'm like, yeah, the one you've got right now is on its last leg. No, it can't be. I take it back. There's no way that thing's destroyed. I just realized I changed that in January. That thing's still got to have some life left in it. Either way, yeah, anything will work. All right, the chew toy of good luck. Raven says, I don't feel like you would look like that. Is like if people see me and just me, my ugh face. Oh, everybody's got their ugh face. I mean, you know what's really dumb is I feel like my cheeks, as I get older, they're like staying sunburnt almost. They look a little red. So I think people think that I like had my sunglasses out in the middle of the sunlight too long. They're starting to get, I don't think it's bad, but they're definitely pinker than they should be. In fact, that was a fun little scare. Raven, you probably remember that, because that all went down when, yeah, that all went down on my birthday, or around my birthday, when this Shaymin hunt started. It looked like a butterfly rash, and so all of a sudden it was like, there might be a real problem here, like something horribly wrong. So the reason I'm biking down the flowery path right now is because that was how this hunt started. For anybody that doesn't know, is I had dedicated the rock because I had a pretty crappy time going on here. So I decided Raven wouldn't let me have a bad birthday, and since it was her favorite, or at least close to her favorite Pokemon, the Giving Rock here is commemorated forever. And that is hopefully going to give us some power here eventually. Because as long as you're around, Raven, for this hunt, I feel like we have a little extra luck. We have to. It makes sense. Why would I dedicate the rock and then you wouldn't even be around when this thing shines? You are here now. We're going to find this, and I bet we're going to do it in the next 40 minutes. You took a screenshot of it. Hey, you've seen it before. I have definitely showed you before. That rock has been there for 2 years now, sitting there commemorating you. Shaymin, shine right now. Nope. Tried to call it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, yeah, now it makes sense. Shaymin, are you? Yeah, Shaymin would be my first legendary shiny Pokemon in 2024. I haven't caught any other shinies. Darkrai was last year. Yeah, because it's only been 2 months into the year, dude. This is for sure. I want Shaymin to be the first legendary of the new year. 2024 Shaymin, are you going to do it right now? You know what's weird, Raven? I kind of thought about this. Legends Arceus, which, by the way, I would love to do a live playthrough of that game. Since I never recorded the playthrough, I did record the ending of that game, but I never recorded the actual game play. And obviously, you were there when we fought Darkrai, because Darkrai was very surprisingly scary. Even though I had already beat Arceus and everything, all of a sudden Darkrai, it was just me and Raven, one-on-one, and she was the only one left in the chat. It was after midnight. And I found Darkrai, and we were looking pretty hard to find Darkrai. Found him, and he started kicking the crap out of me, and I was like, oh my god. And I started panicking. I was like, Raven, what should I do? What should I do? And I was just like, let's just run. But that was the last time I played Legends Arceus. I would love a stream-only playthrough of that game with some kind of stipulation. In fact, I remember talking to Archo about this because that's how the survival mode for the Nuzlocke of Pokemon Violet came to be, was because we were talking about how I'd love a survival mode of Legends Arceus. I'd still love to do that leading up to 2025 with Legends ZA. I do not have the Shiny Charm, actually, so fun fact for you, I have no Shiny Charms in any game. I don't know why. I'm not a full odds hunter. I have certainly used methods to hunt. Not everything I have is full odds. But that said, a lot of my hunts over the years were full odds, so I felt like having the Shiny Charm kind of breaks the streak, if you will. So I just decided I'll stick with full odds forever. This isn't even full odds. This is double odds. I didn't do that. Nintendo did that. Still counts as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I do in general hunt full odds. When I found Giratina, for instance, what was funny is I was hunting Giratina at the same time that I was hunting Darkrai. And I wasn't even doing that many Giratina. Not only was I not doing a lot of resets for Giratina in base game Diamond, 2006 Diamond, not only was I not doing that many resets, but we just threw it together on stream. I was like, hey, do you guys want me to just boot up Diamond and, you know, we could hunt Giratina a little bit? That was the original odds. That was full odds. And it did not take very long to find that Giratina. It was like, I can't believe that thing shined, and Darkrai was just like, yeah, you got one more year before I'm going to do anything. So sit tight. Shaymin's not exactly cooperating because I've also been on and off hunting Shaymin for a couple of years, but I don't know how long I would say Shaymin's at like 2,000-3,000 somewhere in there, 2,000 to 3,000 encounters. If I had to guess, because I have no idea where these are at. I was not keeping track of the time put into this. Darkrai, I was just keeping track of how many hours it was. Like I say, it was about 60 encounters. If I was focusing on resetting as fast as I could, 60 to, or I'd say maybe 80 encounters at most. But I would give it some time, especially because I didn't know with Extra Shift 128 being the random number generator that's in this game, it doesn't matter because X or Shift does take into account the game clock or the switch clock, but the time since boot was also there. So I would just kind of scatter my my frames by waiting like 30 seconds before I would actually initiate the encounter. So for what I mean by that is like the game clock is running. So if you were to manipulate the RNG, which I'm not going to do because if you're going to do that, why bother? You just hack the thing in anyways. But regardless, what you would do is you'd boot up the game in the old days and a clock would be going. So it's time since boot. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Well, you would initiate right here Shaymin. So in the new games, you initiate the encounter, and in this case, Shaymin doesn't count its runaway method, but in the soft reset version of this, for Darkrai or Giratina or anybody, you would initiate the encounter like this, and then you just kind of spread the seed, if you will. You know, I didn't want to land on the same frames every single time, even though it takes into account the actual system clock now, which was not a thing in the past. Only the in-game clock mattered. So, but regardless, I would just, you know, I don't want to hit the same thing. Because sometimes I'd be resetting the clock just to get the aesthetic. So I'd be like, yeah, put it back at midnight. Put it back at 2 a.m. Well, if I'm at 2 a.m. again on the same day, then I'm rolling the same frames. So instead of initiating the encounter, I'd go 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. At about now, it's been 50 seconds. Let's go. You know, stuff like that. To explain my half-ass logic on that. Was just I didn't want to run over myself, you know? Nintendo Gamer Kid says, my first shiny was a full odds Magikarp right after the water trial in Ultra Sun. Wow. I don't think I caught a single shiny in Poipole. Yeah, Poipole. Poipole is the only shiny I've got in Ultra Moon. I don't think I caught any actual shinies because I played Ultra Moon right as Let's Go was getting ready to release. So I didn't shiny hunt in Moon. I had the other things I was working on. I was moving on, but I do want to go back and hunt in Ultra Moon. Dragalge I'd love to do because Dragalge he'll spawn in a single spot, and I believe you can use a repel in that spot. Yeah, I think you can. No, how did I... There was a way I determined that you'd only be catching Dragalge. That would be the only... I'd have to go back and look at... I planned that hunt out. I didn't want to do a horde hunt. You got to set up a Pokemon with Harvest and all this, and I just wanted to do a full odds hunts back in the day. Like back in the day. But I haven't gone back to Pokemon Moon, but I intend to. That said, for you, Nintendo Gamer Kid, my first actual shiny. The first shiny Pokemon I ever caught was Red Gyarados. It was storyline in Pokemon Silver. But then after that, very shortly after that, in the Dragon's Den, I found a pink Dragonair. And I was like, oh, dude, I must have unlocked these weird shiny things. Which it's kind of funny how quickly the community came up with the name Shiny Pokemon. But either way, I remember catching Dragonair, and then it was maybe a year after that, to be honest, that I learned, like, oh, you can possibly actually get more of these things. So that's really where that's where the spark started, man. It was Envision-free boards online and forums. I remember, like, there were so many people back when I was a kid that said, you cannot shiny hunt. That is not a thing. And there were so many people saying, yes, it is a thing. And I would finally see pictures from people's cameras, and I'd be like, it has to be real. It has to be. And that's how Lugia happened. Probably in 2001, I'd say, like, 6 months after Crystal released, I started shiny hunting, and that's when I finally got Lugia. And dude, I was running around my house like crazy as a kid when Lugia shined. But that was probably about a year after Dragonair. Archo, how are you doing, my friend? What's up? Good to see you, my friend. Words can't describe how amazing this game is. Brilliant Diamond? Bro, Brilliant Diamond is, it's good. I'll give you that. I was just saying how, like, there's a lot of people that absolutely hate these remakes. And I agree. ILCA kind of dropped the ball on remaking these games. Game Freak is too big to be contracting out their games. Unless it's to Bandai. If it's Bandai, that's different. That Bandai did awesome with Snap, and I think they did awesome with Digimon. I think they could do just as well with Pokemon. Game Freak, work with Bandai more. Work with Bandai for Legends EA. I dare you. You won't do it. I dare you to do it. Either way, I digress. I was just saying not that long ago how I'm like, look at this game, man. I mean, the chibi style is how the original games were. When it comes to faithful remakes, they weren't lying. These are as faithful as they get. It's just some of the glitches that weren't so good. Ah, you were talking about Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII. Aha. Makes a little more sense. I would say there's probably a higher rating of enthusiasm for experiencing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth versus experiencing Brilliant Diamond. Definitely a whole different game there. I mean, you really feel Final Fantasy versus Pokemon. You just kind of experience the fun. I mean, to be fair, Pokemon Moon and Pokemon Violet actually both very much, they had emotional attachment in the games that I was surprised to see from a Pokemon game. They have done the original so much justice. Dude, I mean, just think of this. I get to experience Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth back to back, one after another, and I'm going in and seeing all of it. I finally did give up, like you say. I was going to wait till all of them were done, but I can't. There's just no way. In fact, I might even consider Rebirth. I'm probably going to wait long enough to have a DLC released for that, like the Yuffie DLC for Remake. So what's funny about that, Raven, is I tweeted out at one point that I was like, you know what would be awesome? I said, I know I'm a little out of left field here, but I was like, my dream, like 2022 announcements, I think is about when it happened. I said, a Splatoon 3 announcement, a Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core remake, a Final Fantasy 8, or no, 8 happened before this, I'm sorry. So I predicted the 8 remastered version, and then I said, you know what? I predicted that. I'm going to go on a whim and say, here's my 3 dreams. And that's when I tweeted out. I'm like, Diamond and Pearl get a remake. Splatoon 3 gets announced, and Crisis Core gets a remake. Damned if all 3 of those things didn't happen, dude. Straight up psychic type. I was like, now I predict that I walk across the parking lot, find a winning lottery ticket that blew into my hands, and it's for $10 million. Because I was like, dude, I just knocked him out with wild predictions. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, not the wildest prediction in the world. We kind of knew that at someday they were going to do this. But it was the fact that I got the year correct. Splatoon 3, well, we knew the same thing. Someday that was going to happen, but I got the year correct. The big one was out of nowhere. I just threw out there, you know what? They should remake Crisis Core. That was on nobody's radar. I don't know why I was tuned in on that particular tweet. I was like, remake Crisis Core, my favorite game of all time. Bam! They did exactly that. I'm like, what the heck? That was the biggest one. But not only that, it was the fact that I got them all correct in the same year. So I got Splatoon 3, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and Crisis Core all predicted those announcements in the same year. That's where I say that I was in tune with my inner psychic type. Gonna get back to playing Rebirth. Hey, thanks for the luck, man. We're gonna make this happen here. It's gonna be Shaymin night right now. I'm gonna go for about another half hour, maybe a little after that, and it's gonna happen, man. Shaymin, you're gonna shine right now. Next encounter. We'll catch you on the next one. We're going to make Shaymin happen. I know this is going to happen. Just sitting here listening to Nito speak. Hey, I hope you're enjoying it, Raven. We've had some fun discussions here. This is what I love about shiny hunting, is just sitting back in cruise control. Not every stream has to be high action. I can keep my voice down and just enjoy the good times. Oh yeah, Archo, if you're still here, I don't know. He probably ran off already. Tales of Arise, the DLC, went on sale right as I finished the game. Well, maybe not right as I finished the game, but about a week and a half later. So we will be playing the DLC. I bought Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn. I bought that for like 38% off. I was like, dude, look at me go. That was perfect timing, huh? They ran it on sale right as I got to it. That was amazing. Technically, you're speaking back. Through words, Raven, through words. Words are power. Want to go watch other things, but I'm stuck here. What you got on the radar tonight? What's your big plans? How's your Friday night looking? Last Friday I watched Demon Slayer, and let me tell you one thing is, okay, it wasn't as good as Mugen Train. If anybody out there is a Demon Slayer fan, it wasn't. I loved Mugen Train. Seeing that in theaters was one of my favorite experiences. But it's just the idea. I saw a freaking anime movie in theaters with a bunch of other anime fans. Like, it was a really fun time, dude. I really enjoyed that. Like, it's a really good environment. I really had fun. But that's going to be another thing that's on my radar now is the Demon Slayer game. I can't remember the name of it. It's literally sitting right there. I'm pointing at it right now. You can't see it. It's literally, I keep games that I'm working on the shelf here under the PlayStation, and everything else goes back on the library. And Demon Slayer is sitting there because we're going to play it right after Tales of Arise, I think. Demon Slayer, the game, will take me into Season 4 of the actual anime. I'm guessing, I don't know if anybody is a Demon Slayer fan. I know the manga ended about a year ago, and I don't know it. I have not read the manga. I just know that it's not super long. So Demon Slayer probably will be coming to an end within a few seasons is my guess. Like, I'm going to say 6 seasons. Demon Slayer, no, you know what? Let's give it 7. I'll give it 7 seasons because they seem to take one big bad guy out at a time. So I'm going to say, yeah, let's go with 7 seasons. Season 7 is going to be my guess of when it ends. So probably about 2028. Well, I'll go with 2028 Demon Slayer ends. That's my prediction. But that's my plans anyways. This weekend, Tales of Arise, Beyond the Dawn DLC, and probably some Majora's Mask. Let me check Discord really quickly. Give me just 1 second. Alright. Had to just double check. Actually, let me check one more thing while I'm at it. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, Raven. Let's keep going. For anybody that's out there lurking, I hope that you're enjoying just having a good time with me, and I appreciate that you want to have my stream on when there are thousands of other streams going on, and you chose my stream. You guys rock. Hopefully I've got something that's going to happen here, and I hope it happens in front of you, Raven. Shaymin, I hope you make it happen. Seeing a lot of green eyes, Shaymin. I need to see those teal ones. Show me those teal eyes. Oh, what I was saying too, Raven, is, so I completely forgot going back to this, is when we were together streaming Legends Arceus that night, I forgot. We got so stuck trying to find that Darkrai where he was hiding that I didn't even, I never got to it. I forgot to address the fact that I still, even till this day, don't believe I caught Shaymin in Legends Arceus. I don't remember what the stipulation was. I know Darkrai only spawns in Legends Arceus if you have Brilliant Diamond as well. But I don't remember Shaymin had a stipulation as well. And it was like, have a save file from like Pokemon Snap or something else. And if you had that, then Shaymin counted. So Shaymin and Darkrai in Legends did not count towards the final total you needed to encounter Arceus. But I know that I had the stipulation was met for Shaymin. I just never caught it. So I never went back into Legends and caught Shaymin. I should totally do that. What do you think, Raven? If I were to start another series, and I know I've got a lot I need to start. I'm going to record all of Splatoon's story all the way back to Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion. I'm going to edit all of that. We're going to continue Majora's Mask, Naya and I, and then we're going to move into Twilight Princess. Not Twilight Princess. We're going to Wind Waker next. To add on top of that, doing a Legends Arceus live run, that's a lot of commitment. But if I did do it, what do you think the stipulations would be? I want you guys involved too. I want it to be something that it's not just a playthrough of the game, but there's something involved from the viewer side. Similar to how Pokemon Violet, I had people coming in. Archo was there for all 5 of those and helping me with the survival mode run. If you guys were involved, what would you want to happen? How would you want to be involved? To make it a survival run where I'm in control of the controller, but you guys are directly involved in the gameplay. Nintendo Gamer Kid says, if you want Shaymin in Legends, you need to have a save file from Sword or Shield. That's what it was. You're right. Yeah, so I had that one, of course. I just never got to it. I don't think I ever caught Shaymin in Legends. I forgot to go back and do it. We did Darkrai, which, like I say, Darkrai ended up being kind of scary. I had already beat the game and had nothing to fear. I had God in my left pocket of my backpack. And yet somehow I actually turned tail and ran because Darkrai was beating me down. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm taking too much damage. This thing's vanishing. I can't get him. He's too slippery. He's disappearing. I gotta run. So if you guys remember, there's even, I posted a YouTube short of it too, was I ran behind a rock and hid, and the music stopped. And I was like, okay, I just need a second to think. Darkrai he doesn't know where I'm at anymore. I'm hidden, I'm safe. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I heard the music kick back up. I'm like, does he see me? And he's like, hello, I know exactly where you're at. And Darkrai popped up and gave me a jump scare. I'm like, oh, dear God. And he attacked like back to back to where I took damage. And then I fell over because I took stun damage. And I was like, Raven, get me out of here. It was pretty funny. But we did persevere, Raven. We overcame Darkrai. Even though he was very high level, had Dark Void, which Dark Void works differently in that game than it does in this game. So I don't remember how exactly it works, but still, yeah, he had bad dreams. No, did they have abilities? Yeah, they had abilities. So he had bad dreams, Dream Eater, and Dark Void all in one. It was like, holy crap, this thing's crazy. I love it. But that was my point by bringing that story up earlier, was I actually never went back and fought Shaymin. Or not really fought Shaymin. I mean, yeah, you fight Shaymin, but Shaymin's really easy. It's just I never did it. My voice in slow motion. What is my voice in slow motion? What's going on? Thank you guys, whoever liked on the stream too. I just noticed that. I forgot to thank you for taking the time to do that. 5 Nights at Darkrai jump scare. That might as well. That was close to what it was. I mean, can you imagine that? That would. I've always been convinced that, and I have a tweet somewhere where I have saved like all the different things that Pokemon has done that tell me that they could make an insanely scary horror game. And I don't think they would even need. Would they? Yeah, no gore. They wouldn't even need the gore. Part of my examples were the oh crap, what was it? Somebody help me out here. Hang on. Ultra Beast, Electric type. Why did I forget its name? Wow. Electric Ultra Beast. What the hell was your name? I can't. Xurkitree. Xurkitree. So the Xurkitree reveal in Pokemon Go, that video, the reveal of Zoroark Hisuian form, the Pokemon Generations Haunter special, the Halloween special, and I had one more where I was like, dude, these guys could seriously make an amazing horror game. And that was... That was, like, there were a bunch of other examples. I'm trying to think. I can't remember where it was like, dude, these are awesome. If Pokemon wanted to, they could definitely put out a pretty scary game. Oh, you know what was a really good one too? So it was lower definition, obviously, because I'm bringing up examples of full-blown animation, but I think they did a really good job about the totem battle that occurred in the abandoned town in Pokemon Sun and Moon with Acerola. Acerola, that whole arc, like, that was a really good little thing. Like, if that was in 3D and animated, I think that would have been really good. In fact, the Sun and Moon anime didn't touch on it nearly as much because they had a different thing going on when they did all that. But all of Pokemon Moon, it was really dark. That game had its darker moments. And I would say that the haunted area, the haunted grocery store, that was a really good one for scary. And then when they did infiltrating Team Skull, I thought that was really good. Like, you're walking through this beat-up, abandoned town. This town has been overrun by gangsters. Nobody wants to live there. Even the head cop gave up. What was his name again? Nanu. Nanu gave up. And not only that, but it was even hinted in the anime that he worked with Giovanni in the past, so he possibly was a corrupt cop. That was pretty dark, and that was pretty scary. Like, they had the rain going, and you're going through this gangster land, and like, and then at the end, Guzma. Maybe that wasn't as scary, but it was dark enough that it would feel very scary if they wanted it to. No, for sure. Like, when you actually did that town, that was a pretty kind of a good creepy aesthetic, you know? It's this idea of this town has been destroyed. It's something that was built and destroyed by people that just wanted to destroy it. And now you're just trying not to get caught by these same people. And in those regards, yeah, I wasn't doing a Nuzlocke the first time. I take it back. So I wasn't doing a Nuzlocke run on the first one. That was Pokemon Moon when I started this channel. And, you know, it was just like, wow, this is pretty crazy. Like, this is a legit town that turned into a ghost town, you know? It was a gangster land. And you're trying to go through and just, there's people there that might see you and just try to beat the crap out of you, which is in reality them having a Pokemon battle with you, but you get my point. And the rain, the darkness, like, it was a good little setup. I'll give them that. So Pokemon has given a lot of strong hints and little nods to the fact that if they wanted to make a scary horror game, they could.
Oh, you got a ball?
Sorry, my cat brought his ball and I didn't even notice he had it. It's time to play fetch. All right, Raven, we've got everything set up. We've got your magical lock. We've got my cat coming over here getting petted and playing fetch for good luck. This is it. This is the hot hour right here. We got 15 minutes before I have... Well, 15 minutes is my target of how much longer I'm going to go. Shaymin, are you going to make something happen? Shaymin, are you going to do this? Also, now dance. Raven says dance. Dance for luck. Dance for your food, you filthy scoundrel. All right. So Raven wants a dance. And also, Raven, if we don't find Shaymin and I do have the opportunity to go grab a different ball, Dusk Ball is nice, but you said, what would you actually prefer Shaymin be in? Oh, yeah, you can't dance in this game. I'm sorry, I forgot. The other games, you can do that spin, but you can't do that here. Sorry, I had to lean down and throw my cat's ball again. Oh, I didn't even change the scene. I don't know why, but... Oh, no, I already read that. Nothing's more scary than the Dragonite hyper beaming a Mart employee. Oh, yeah, no, you know what? So, scary in a different means, but Pokemon Generations, when Lance is just straight up destroying the Rocket headquarters with Dragonite, that wasn't scary in regards of, like, horror. That was scary in the fact that that Dragonite was pissed, man.
Where's the ball? Oh, here it is.
All right, through the cat's ball. Here we go. Shiny. Nope, not this time. It was the perfect timing for it. Everything was set, man. We had the perfect scene going here. I threw my cat's ball and then immediately called out the shiny, and it failed me. Shaymin, you have let me down. You let me down, Shaymin. We had the perfect aesthetic right there. Everything was perfect. That was the encounter of the century right there. I called out the shiny, and you let me down. You left me hanging. All right, let's do this, Shaymin. Come on. We're getting towards the end. Here we go. Make it worth it, Shaymin. We've had an excellent night. It's been a relaxing night. I've loved every minute of it. Now there's just one thing missing, Shaymin. One thing and one thing only. Giratina did it on stream. Dialga did it on stream. Darkrai did it on stream. Where are you at, Shaymin? Give us that moment. Give us that awesome, shiny moment. Plus, Nintendo Gamer Kid gets a battle. Which extends the stream, too, because if I have to pop in a different cartridge and throw together a team, heck yeah, we'll do this on, we'll extend the stream for it. So, Shaymin, what do you got? The call is out there. We've got my cat for good luck. We've got the magical raven for good luck. Where are you at, Shaymin? Make this happen. Get those teal eyes going. No, no, no. So, has anybody watched the new Pokemon anime since? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Just in case you're behind. Pokemon anime spoilers coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Has anybody watched the new anime since Ash is no longer involved after being a champion and beating all the champions? How is the new anime? Shaymin, please, I want to watch Nito battle Nintendo Gamer Kid. Come on, you can do this, Shaymin. Teal eyes. Let's see those brilliant teal eyes. You're talking about Ogerpon and the teal mask. By the way, did anybody realize Ogerpon is actually a female? I thought it was a gender-neutral legendary Pokemon. There's a chance you could breed Ogerpon and get more Ogerpon, and I'm wondering if that's why, like, what are they doing competitive with Ogerpon, you know? Either way, it was gender-neutral. I didn't realize that. But you see, or it's not gender-neutral. You can possibly breed it. My point being is, Shaymin, you're going to be the real teal mask here. The teal mask was nice, but you're the OG teal legendary. Now reclassed as a mythical. Boom, boom, boom. The one, wait, Pokemon, the one with the coiner. The one with the coiner, what do you mean? Are you talking about Gen 9? The one that, the anime that has Gimmighoul? And if so, yeah, with Liko. That's the one I'm referring to. Is I have not watched it, but I'm just curious how it's going. They changed up the formula. They changed up the style. But I'm curious, how is that working? A lot of Pokemon, the anime, I found myself skipping a lot of episodes. There were a lot of times that it was unbearable, but when they did something right, man, they did it right really well. I'll give it that. When Pokemon was intense, they were awesome. When they were trying to be super funny with Team Rocket, they would nail it, you know? Sometimes Team Rocket was overbearing. It was like, oh, there they are again. They're going to do a crappy plot. Nothing's funny about it. It's just a generic, stupid plot, and it's over. But there were times when Team Rocket nailed the humor. So when they had their right moments, they did them really well. With the new characters. Yeah, with the new characters. All right, here we go. I haven't seen Pokemon Concierge either. I know that that's on Netflix. Using, it's not, what is it? What is it called? It's not cell shading. What am I trying to say? Concierge has a totally different style. I can't think of what it's called. Either way, I haven't seen that either. I've only seen, like, the Generation stuff and anything that's like Pokemon Generations where the series exists on YouTube. I've seen those. Even the new one. What was that new one called? I can't remember it now. Oh, it's killing me. What was that called? Hey, Mentos! How are you doing? The Fresh Maker. Mentos comes into chat. Raven's already wished us magical luck. Let's see it. Shaymin now. Here it goes. Oof. I had my cat's luck. He left the room. He got bored. He's like, no, I don't want to see, show the shiny Darkrai. I will absolutely. Let's see that beautiful Darkrai one more time. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The victory from the last time. Darkrai's too fast for you, Shaymin. But today we hold our breath for Shaymin. Shaymin, help me figure the set fully. I want these figures all set up one after another. Darkrai, Giratina, which I'm including even though that's a legendary. In fact, I can't actually have the full set because I gave up Cresselia and I gave up the Lake Trio as well. Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf. They're all, I gave them all up just to get you. Imagine that, Darkrai. Shaymin, same thing. Actually, no, Shaymin, you're okay. I didn't give up anything for you. What I gave up for was, wait, why did I encounter the Lake Trio again? Oh, I know why I gave up the Lake Trio. You had to fill the decks to get Cresselia, right? Yeah, Cresselia only spawns when you fill up the decks. Or was it Shaymin? I know I gave up Cresselia to get to Darkrai, because you use the same means to get to both of them. What did I gave up the Lake Trio for a reason. Do you guys remember what that was for? That was for the Oak Letter, wasn't it? Yeah, that's for Oak's Letter, I think. Oak's Letter was only obtained once you filled the decks. I'm 80% sure about that one. Yeah, the goat is still with us. That was an amazing find back in the day. Last year. Darkrai took freaking forever. Oh, the Concierge one, the only one that's like 4 episodes and 20 kind. Yeah. So that was the one that's on Netflix, Pokemon Concierge, and I think they actually put another episode out actually. But no, I'm talking about Pokemon Journeys. I think it's just called Journeys something else. It's not the Sword and Shield one, but the Scarlet Violet one. It's Journeys something, and it's got Liko and Ash is nowhere to be seen. They changed up the formula. I'm curious, how's it going? I haven't actually seen how everybody feels about how the new Pokemon is. Horizons! That's what it is. It's not Journey, it's Horizons. How is Horizons going? Have you seen it? I've seen little trailers here and there. I've seen some scenes about, like, Terrapagos, for instance. Terrapagos made its debut in the anime before it made its debut in the Indigo Disc. So I saw it there, but I have not seen how the actual new anime is. You've seen it for like 10 episodes. You did not like how the new anime is going? Bummer. Yeah, I'm curious. So, Pokemon X and Y was excellent. I watched, let's go through the history. Nito was there for all of Pokemon's anime. What did I see? What didn't I see? I, of course, was a kid. I watched Season 1, Season 2, like Orange Islands, Kanto League, all of that, or Indigo Plateau. All of that. I watched every minute of it because it was on TV. And it was the first, like, dubbed anime that came over here. Then Pokemon Johto came out, and the hype was through the roof. Not only did I watch every minute of it, but, I mean, we were waiting for, like, what, 4 seasons, 2 arcs? All of Gen 1, all of Gen 2 to see Ash versus Gary. The hype was through the roof, man. I mean, there was not a kid on this planet that was not glued to that arc. But not only that, but I freaking loved Pokemon Silver and Gold and Crystal. Loved those games. Then they go and reveal Blaziken at the end of Gen 2, and it's like, what is that thing? It's awesome! Does that mean another Pokemon game's coming? And it was. Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby and Sapphire is kind of where I started backing out of the anime a little bit. I started kind of just seeing too many filler episodes, and to be fair, like, Max wasn't my favorite character in the world. Move on to Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl I watched after the entire thing was done. I loved the idea that Paul was me. I'm like, dude, I get poked fun at. Like, people say I'm taking the fun out of Pokemon by EV training, by IV breeding, by doing competitive strategies. The only people that get it are the people that are going to tournaments with me. So Paul made me feel justified. But Paul was like his most challenging rival. Ash and Paul, that was crazy. So I was like, finally, I've got some representation here. Paul's throwing Pokemon out because they suck. That's not ruining the game. That's just me upping the ante, trying to take it to the next level. So I watched not the Dawn Coordinator stuff, but I definitely watched all of the highlights for the gyms. Gen 5 comes along. And Gen 5 wasn't bad. It's just Iris definitely took some time to break in and get used to her. But in those regards, though, I watched Gen 5. I just skipped right through to, and this was years after it came out, I skipped through to the gym stuff, which Ash pretty much took his brain out and threw it out the window before he actually went into those gyms. I hated the what was his name? Not Trace, that's the Let's Go rival. I hated the new rival that he had that was like a Paul wannabe. Not to trash on him, but he sucked. I hated it. And I hated how the entire Elite Four, not the Elite Four, the conference went. I did not like that. Then X and Y came along. In fact, I watched Unova because I watched X and Y when X and Y was almost done. So midway through, I switched watching X and Y from Ash to watching Satoshi because it was dubbed up to XY. Then XYZ I watched with the subbed version because it was coming out. So that's where I watched Unova backwards, is I went and watched Unova after I started watching X and Y. Dude, X and Y, I was hooked. At X and Y, I was not missing a single episode. I did skip through a lot of the fillers, but I at least watched to see if it was going to be a filler. There at the end, I was like glued to XY. I was, no spoiler. Okay, spoilers for XY. If you haven't seen the XY anime, I know I'm rambling here. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers for the XY anime. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alon pissed me off and broke my heart, man. We all expected that to be Ash's year. So, let me go back through the chat here. Mentos says, although I do think that Ash should be replaced, yeah, I think it was time. He did everything, man. I think it was time. Yeah, Pokemon Horizons, not Animal Crossing Horizons. Pokemon Horizon. Bro thinks he's Paul. Hey, man. Paul stands, you know. We're here for Paul. We remember how great Paul was. He came back. Paul was great, man. But, so then Alon did that. Sun and Moon comes along, and I think I thought the worst. I'm like, oh my god, they're turning this into an episodic weekly anime. There's gonna be no plot. It's just Ash goes to school. That's it. Boy, was I wrong about that one. It got intense. Sun and Moon started with they just touched very slightly on the Lucamine's an abusive mother thing. Faba freaking mugged Gladion in his apartment or his hotel room. I take it back. So Lucamine being an abusive mother caused Gladion to run away in the games and the anime. So Gladion runs away. He's living in a crappy little hotel room, and what does Faba do? Faba mugs the guy. He literally mugs him. Like, he's sitting there gangster style, where Gladion walks in. He's like, somebody's waiting for you in your room. He's like, what? So he walks into his room, and there's Faba, who, right in the middle of the freaking hotel room, Faba and Gladion get into a scuffle, have a battle, and he mugs him. He steals his Pokemon. I'm like, dude, Faba just actually did what Team Rocket's done it a million times, but Faba did it, like, successfully. It was like it wasn't even a big thing. It's just, I'm going to wait for you here until you get here in the middle of the night. When you get here, shut the door. Nobody needs to see what's about to happen. Beat him up, stole his Pokemon, and got out of town and left. Like, I was like, whoa, this Sun and Moon anime is blowing my mind. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Not to mention the music was just amazing. So all of that was kind of how my anime days went. I saw all of Sun and Moon, man. I saw all of it. Just skipping a couple of fillers here and there. I watched the main juice, if you will, if you can call it that, of Journeys. So I watched Sun and Moon after they posted it all on Pokemon.com. And then I watched Journeys because we were all hooked on, all of a sudden Ash is finishing. We had a feeling this was coming. And that's kind of where I ended up, is I really didn't watch. I saw the... here it goes. I'm going to drop it for you guys. I saw the Slow King rap, Go and Ash rapping. It was the most brilliant example of why you don't want to watch every single Pokemon episode, because some of them are unbearable. That is why. Dub, sub, doesn't matter. That you can't glorify that episode. There's just no way. So that's where I ended. That's where I'm at with the anime. That's my entire anime arc for over 20 seasons of Pokemon. So Raven says, I know Pokemon is meant for children and such, but they should just make a teen or a young adult version. So I would say one thing is the manga. Raven, if you're, oh, it's for 9? Yeah, I knew it was for young for sure. The manga, if you prefer to read versus watch, the manga is basically adult Pokemon. They have a lot of things in the manga that are adult only. There's bloodshed. There's very serious critical decisions. The manga contains, I think it even had nudity at one point. Everything that you can imagine has been done in the manga. Like, they push the bounds. The Pokemon manga is straight up well, it's a manga. I don't think there are any mangas that are made for kids. It's straight up mid-teens and above. Pokemon Adventures is the name of the manga. It explains really cool concepts, like how Blaine was directly involved in the creation of Mewtwo. In fact, fun fact for you guys, Mewtwo actually, part of his DNA was spliced in with Blaine's DNA. Like, Blaine was basically what you wonder why Mewtwo looks like he does. He's he's humanoid. Mew is not humanoid. Mewtwo is humanoid, but he has Mew's DNA. It's because Blaine and Mew's DNA was spliced together, and that's how Mewtwo was created. So yeah, Adventures is crazy. I don't read every panel, but I have seen a lot of really cool highlights. Not to mention, look at what they just came out with. They came out, I don't believe it's part of Pokemon Adventures, but there's a manga adaptation. Like, they made, I think it was just a promo event, but they made some Pokemon manga panels for Pokemon Masters that they just announced over the Pokemon Day announcements. And Silver is there. Literally, Silver is battling. He has a Ho-Oh, and he Mega Evolves his Tyranitar. And there's a panel that shows Giovanni. Giovanni has Mega Mewtwo, which normally I'm not hyped because I hate Mewtwo's Megas, but he's got a Mega Mewtwo and Nidoking. That's a stacked little double battle there. Nidoking and freaking Mega Mewtwo? Like, oh, hell yeah. Giovanni is a badass, dude. The manga does a lot of justice for Pokemon. You won't read it. Raven, what did I say that was in there that was a turnoff for that? I thought it sounded pretty hyped there. Or was it the fact that there's blood in there and adult themes? All right, so Raven, I'm going to link you to, you've never seen Pokemon Generations, have you? Have I ever showed you Pokemon Generations? There's a very extremely well done short series called Pokemon Generations. No, it's not on Netflix. It's actually on YouTube. So what Mentos is talking about is when X and Y were being released, one of the promos they did was they did an anime adaptation, like a 5-part episode. It was called Pokemon Origins, and it followed the Gen 1 story of Red and Blue. Not the games, the characters Red and Blue, and how Red eventually goes on to get Mewtwo and all of that. The reason that they kind of used it as a promo for X and Y is that's when they unveiled what Mega Evolution was going to be, which was Digivolving. And I'm not on board with it. They literally just said, what if Digivolving? Like, they literally said, hey, Pokemon beat Digimon in the ratings, and now Digimon is almost a memory. We've waited like 19 years. I think it's time we can finally use Digi-Evolution, and we'll call it Mega Evolution. Either way, so Origins came out. Origins was pretty sweet. It was an anime style of the original characters. After that, they came out with Pokemon Generations. What that was basically a high-quality, voice-acted, animated series, probably about 5 minutes apiece, maybe 5 to 10 minutes apiece, and it was following basically every single game. So I believe there were 16 episodes, Every game got like 5 episodes or 4 episodes, somewhere in there. When did it end? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it didn't. Pokemon Generations didn't go into Sun and Moon, so it stopped at 7. So it was, I think it was 2 to 3 episodes apiece. That's what it was. So all the generations got 2 to 3 episodes. That's where that thing I was hinting at about the Halloween special, that's where that comes from, is Pokemon Generations. I will link you to it. It's made and produced by Pokemon. So it's on their official channel as a playlist. It's really cool. I think you will like it. So it's not quite childlike. It's not adult-like either, though. It's not rated teen, but it's appreciated by about the teen level. And, of course, for all of us that are just Pokemon fans for life, we appreciated it. And it's called Pokemon Generations. I will send you the link when we're done here, which, by the way, it is 9:08. Raven, I think we're going to count it down right now. Mentos, Raven, Nintendo Gamer Kid, anybody else that might be lurking out there, let me double check. I know that I saw a few more likes pop up. Sorry, slight hiccup there. We're going to start the final countdown. All right, so thank you guys. There was another like on the stream. Whoever left that like, I appreciate it, and I want to thank you for taking the time to do that. Sorry, I need some water. Let's start the final countdown. What do you guys say? I say let's go. Let's go 11 more encounters. 11 encounters left, and that'll be the end of the stream. If Shaymin shines within those 11 encounters, the stream gets extended, and I will be battling Nintendo Gamer Kid using a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet team. Competitive it will not be, but it will be a team. All right, this is encounter number 1. 10 more encounters, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. It's not usually my shiny hunting streams. It's like my shiny hunting videos definitely get the most click-through from my subscribers, but the streams don't. The streams, I am known for multiplayer games, mainly Splatoon and Smash Bros. So if you guys were hanging out with me tonight, I appreciate it, because this is usually the quieter, calmer streams. And I appreciate just being able to sit back and relax. I know I said I was going to do that with Fire Emblem Three Houses and finish my playthrough from last year. I didn't end up doing that. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. As I've discovered, half the plans I act on, half of them I actually do. That was 2, by the way. But for shiny streams anyways, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. And I will be contemplating, possibly through the weekdays, throwing together, like, maybe a couple hours here, a couple hours there, a replay of Pokemon Legends Arceus with some kind of survival stipulation that will involve the chat. And I would love to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be planning how to do that. I would love to do one replay of that game, since I never officially played that game on my channel. I only edited the end, so I think I have 3 Arceus videos and a couple of streams. I would love to replay that. I will hit the drawing board and plan out how I want to do this. And then I'll hit you guys up with what it is, what the plans are, and get some feedback. Here's encounter number 4. We're going to 11, guys. End of the stream is coming. Here we are. Encounter number 4 was a bust. But I want to thank you guys, because you guys made this a really fun stream. And you know what? The thing that makes it funner than that is when Shaymin actually shines. But, I mean, I've had some... I would say Brilliant Diamond has given me some of my most hype shiny finds. Dialga was in front of 900 people. Giratina happened off stream, but, I mean, I had, during the Darkrai hunt, I had a shiny Giratina in regular Diamond, and it was so unexpected. That's what made it so fun with you guys. Then Darkrai finally happened, and it was a ton of encounters to get to that point. And when I finally did, oh man. And it happened, like I say, we didn't see it coming. And that's what I want right now, Shaymin. Give me what I want. Make it look like we're just going to end the stream. This is encounter number 5 right here. Make it look like, oh, we're just going to wrap things up quietly, and then, boom, not so quiet after all. All right, that's 5. We got 6 more to go, guys. Encounter number 5 is a bust. Magical Raven, thank you so much for keeping an eye on the chat like you always do and keeping me company. I can't wait to show you Pokemon Generations. I loved running through anime memories with you guys. I loved talking about things like Demon Slayer, and I can't wait to play Final Fantasy VII someday. I'm going to binge that for like 3.5 weeks straight every single day when I finally get to it. It was fun to see how you, Archo anyways, is enjoying Rebirth now that it's out. Encounter number 6 is a bust. We're going to 11. I figure we'll pick a weird number instead of 12 or 10. All right, number 6, guys, is in the books. The stream topic, in fact, I can go ahead and full screen it. Also, I had the subscription from Battle Droid and ran through some Star Wars Battlefront memories with you guys, and I love talking about Star Wars Battlefront, dude. I'm gonna stream it one of these days here soon again. It's been a while. I think it's time to get back to Battlefront 2. Motor Trend and I are probably going to be working on making a few more videos on his channel for Star Wars Battlefront on that topic. Encounter number 7 is a bust. Or was that 6? That was 6. Sorry, that was number 6. 6 is a bust. Kagursi is playing Smash Bros, which I can only imagine. Kagursi also streams Smash Bros on Friday nights, so that's probably where he's at right now. I did not stream Smash Bros on this Friday night. By next Friday, I will have DLC characters that I've never played before, that I've been holding off for 3 years, blowing it off for no reason, and I will make it everything in my power. I will make this happen. That adapter and have my GameCube controller back up and running. Number 7 is a bust. So Friday Night Smash next week, I definitely plan that to happen before we go into Big Run. Big Run, man, I can't wait. We haven't had a Big Run in a while, but I have loved Big Run every single time we have it, and I can't wait to play it with you guys. In the meantime, if I stream again in the next 2 days, I got 2 fresh stages and a new season. A fresh new season for Splatoon. And I can't wait to check the updates out. I figure I can check them out with you guys. Encounter number 8. We are down to the last 3, guys. Nintendo Gamer Kid, Raven, Mentos. It has been a pleasure. Archo out there. Battle Droid, it was my pleasure to have your subscription. And like I say, for anybody else that stopped by, you guys made this a really calm, relaxing, fun night. Unfortunately, nothing to highlight. But you know what? We still had a good time here. Cyan, you're out there too if you're still lurking. I hope your Arceus hunt ends in success soon. You are coming up to what I used to consider full odds, and I hope you don't cross the 10K point. I was not a member of the 10K club outside of Cresselia. I thought Cresselia was going to be the only time I ever crossed 10K, and damned if I didn't get proven wrong twice. Darkrai and Mewtwo both went well over 10K. That was crazy how long they went. I didn't deserve that, man. Mewtwo, I'm still kind of mad and salty about that. Either way, here comes encounter number 9, guys. Here we go, number 9. Shaymin is not shiny on number 9. 2 more to go, and then I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. Like I say, Friday Night Smash is coming back next week. Sat here for almost 2 hours for nothing. How do you think I felt? I sat here and I vibed and talked to you guys and had a good time, but unfortunately, when it comes to shinies, unless these next 2 encounters have something that I don't know is coming, we all kind of got stiffed on this together. Don't worry, Nintendo Gamer Kid. If there's one thing I don't do, I don't give up. I don't care how many encounters it takes. My mantra, Decree of Nido Marquis. It's always worth it. I don't care what it takes. It's always worth it. 2 encounters left. Here we go. Number 10 is a bust, which means unless the final encounter of the stream has something waiting for me, that's it. Pack up your bags and call it a night. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here because stream's over. It's a bust. It's a failure. It's a disaster. But that's not really what I feel. I had a great time. It was a relaxing time. Like I say, I don't have to always have high energy streams. This one's one of my favorite times, is just going into cruise control sometimes. Normally I do this with music on and I'm doing something else or, you know, whatever it may be. But this time, I thought I'd do it with you guys. So, hey, It's been a great night, guys. Here we go. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. Shaymin, are you going to shine on the very last encounter? Unfortunately, Shaymin says no to the last encounter, which means the stream finishes up here in failure. But Nintendo Gamer Kid, I will get back to you on that battle. I promise you, I will not leave you hanging as soon as I get all the different crap that I've got to do. But thank you so much. Some other day, Nintendo Gamer Kid, I will make sure you get your battle. I won't put together a crazy competitive team. I'll put something I think that'll be enjoyable and funny together. But until then, Nintendo Gamer Kid, I thank you for making this night fun and the good times. Raven, Mentos, anybody else that was here, Cyan, Battle Droid, Tyler, Han, Archo, I hope you guys all have a good night. Anybody else that I did not name, I know Moki was here for a little while too. I hope you guys have a good night. Have a good weekend. If I see you again, it's because of Splatoon this weekend. We'll see. I got a few things I got to take care of over the weekend, but if I do stream, it will be Splatoon. In the meantime, humble and proud, I am Nito Marquis, and you know what? You guys take care. Good luck with the amiibo, Tyler, and I will see you next time. I can't wait to see that amiibo. I can't wait to die a gruesome death to that amiibo. It's gonna be nice. I like to ponder my life. I like it to flash before my eyes and think of all the things I've had and all the things I regret. As an amiibo is crushing my skull in, usually while healing themselves at the same time. They hit you through your shield. They hit you in the air. They hit you in the bottom. They spike you. Yeah, that's the good times. You know, one of the things I think about with amiibos when I look at how overpowered amiibos are is sometimes I like to